Welcome back, everyone. I'm Zell, and today we're getting a look at a Wasabi. Yeah, it's the Wasabi. Designed by Raphael Berzetsky is the best I'm going to do to pronounce it. I have met the gentleman. I goofed his name up then. I probably goofed it up right now, and I apologize, Raphael. But let's look at the knife he designed with We Knife Company. This is the Wasabi. It debuted at Blade Show 2018 here in the United States and debuted at Blade Stock 2018 in Europe and should be available within the next few days. If it isn't already available whenever this video goes live for you guys. And what do we get here? Well, this is Raphael's Wasabi design, and whenever I say it's his Wasabi design, go to Raphael's Instagram. It's BRR Knives, or at BRR Knives, and look at the pictures of his custom Wasabis. He did not pull any punches or try to change anything. In fact, this Wasabi is nearly identical in shape and design to the custom Wasabis, and be sure to check out his Instagram and get a look at some of those custom Wasabis, because the custom ones are just, you just need to go look. They're freaking awesome. But for what they decided to do was a very vanilla Wasabi, and they achieved it in a remarkable fashion. We have a very nice plain gray show side scale out of titanium. We have the We logo, and that's the only flash on this side. We've got standard titanium hardware right here, just polished, nothing special. We have a plain titanium backspacer, very plain, no extras, except for the little piece of stuff that I have somehow got on there. And see, nothing special there at all. Pocket clip. Now, the pocket clip is kind of tricky. It attaches from the inside of the knife to make a very, very clean outside installation. And it is also nicely curved, nicely shaped, and nothing flashy. Same thing with the pivot on this side and all the screws. All titanium, all of them just polished. The full scale and lock, just polished. Nothing super fancy here. And it really comes off well as a really simple yet elegant knife. And whenever you open the thing up, it continues. We're using that finish here that We does that is just amazing and frustrating all at the same time. It's amazing to look at because it is super, super fine looking. You just got to see one. I don't know how well you can see them now. We are in 4K now, so maybe you can see it really, really good. But it's not anything flashy, but it's just so consistent and so good looking. And it's all the way across this blade. It's just a beautiful thing. It is a minimalist dream. This knife is. Wharncliffe blade, no curve whatsoever on the blade. The only stylistic point on this entire knife is this little hook right here and BR Knives logo. So, oof. Alright, so let's do some size comparison because this is a big guy. We've got a 3.9 inch blade length. So we're going to get our standards out here. We have a Buck 110. We have a Rat Model 1. And I need to back the camera out just a little bit. There we go. And it's right in there with those, but the blade is longer and it's lighter than both of them by quite a bit. We've got just right at 4 ounces for a weight. And where is our... And that thing is always running off. There it is. This Delica, I have a place for it that is supposed to go, but it's always running off. And what happens is I pick it up to use it whenever it's supposed to be the one that stays here on the desk for doing these size comparisons. But anyhow, it is obviously bigger than a Delica and weighs more than a Delica, and definitely less flashy than a Delica, but that makes it flashy, and that's a little weird. But let's get a look at our blade. We've already looked at it some. It's got that finish that Weed does that is just super smooth. It is hollow ground, very thin behind the edge. We'll even do a behind the edge measurement for you, and that's millimeters, guys. Don't look at that. Well, if you're metric minded, you can. But there is our behind the edge measurement. There it is in metric. And there I go, closing that guy up again. We didn't want to do that. The edge termination, look at that. Perfect. And that's some of the stuff I want you to see. Whenever you look at this knife, it's very plain. It is a exercise in minimalism, right? I mean, it's all gray. Everything is simple. The only little thing you got is that hook there out of the top of the blade. But, you know, no jimping anywhere. Well, I say that. There's a little bit of texture right here. And that's the area we want to talk about next. Got that little bit of texture right there. We have a little bit of raise over here to get in there. And look where that flipper tab ends up. That's why that flipper tab is so small. Is right there we have the knife closed, and what does that say? Oh, that says 3 of 300 right there. And this flipper tab is really, really small, but because it has all the wee goodies in there, it has, you know, the ceramic ball bearings, stainless backing washers, hardened stainless backing washers, and a long lock bar. That lock bar cut out there goes all the way down to here with a pretty good size relief for the titanium. So the lock bar is not super stiff, so that lock works really good. And then we have the flipper tab lays right there. Little details that make a difference. And our line coming up here and hooking there, just very well thought out, super well thought out, and just a, well, there's the action. Careful, it will guillotine you. And this knife is essentially new, no blade play anywhere. Very, very well done. And ergonomics, that is, you know, you would think that you would lose something with something this simple, but anyone that's watched this channel for very long knows simple handle design equals good ergonomics. The only thing I would wish for on this knife is some jimping across here, and you know, that hook's kind of in the way, but maybe a little texture or something right there, because that's really not going to hold me in for anything. However, the knife doesn't really need it. Whenever you get your hand around it, you're pretty well locked in. And being so simple, you can do anything you need to do with the knife, and it just all works fine. And overall, well, let's just get a good look at it. That is the BRR knives, or Burr knives, Wasabi from We Knife Company. It's a very, very grand act of minimalism on the part of We Knives and on the part of Burr knives, just coming through with elegance. And if you are into big Warncliffe blades that fit really well and don't weigh a whole lot with great actions, and you like the minimalist appeal, this is quite the knife, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm going to leave it there. The Wasabi from We and Burr Knives is just super cool in my opinion. And, you know, it may be too plain for me. I have thought very seriously about taking one of the models I have and anodizing it and spicing it up just a bit. But, ooh, It is such a looker. Anyhow, you guys have a wonderful day. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Be sure to check us out on the Apex News, your source to feed your knife news need every week right here on the Zelrick YouTube channel. Just look for the Apex, usually on Wednesday or Thursday, and I'll bring you the news in a nice collated format so that you can click through it and see all the goodness that's happened in the knife world over the past week. And you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time.